Greetings and welcome back. This is my session 2, and in this session, I'm going to have a few examples that I would like to describe and explain. Because the session is going to be 1 hour long, I'm going to break them into a smaller time frame, maybe 10 minutes each, 7, 8 minutes, 11, 12 minutes, something like that. So the session number 2 is going to be actually a number of recordings, smaller recordings. And I'm doing this mainly because YouTube channel would degrade the quality of the recording. If it is going to be too long, the shorter it is, the better the quality would be on the other end. Welcome to Introduction to Data Science. We talked about introduction in the last session. Now let's talk about data science. What is it? I want to give you the news that you were born a data scientist. What's the purpose of a data scientist? What data scientists do? Let's begin a wonderful journey that you had a long time ago, maybe 17, 18, 19, 20 years ago. Let's begin and talk about the things that has happened to you during that journey, that trip. You were in your mother's womb. It was extremely peaceful, potentially warm. You didn't have to worry about anything. The very moment that the cells in your brain started to develop and multiply, you had the foundation of a data scientist developed. You basically, that's your brain. That's where the brain is supposed to be. This is your ears. This is your eyes. Nose, as you can see, you have quite a bit of skin cells. You are in a confined area, and what is happening is that after the brain cells are developed, the body formation is going to be coming along, and then and you are going to be listening. And the best sound you're going to be listening to is your mother's heartbeat. That is the very first experiment you have done, perhaps you have done as a data scientist. You feel at peace. You accompany heartbeat of your mother as a sign of comfort and peace. Your eyes may not have been developed, as I'm going to discuss that in a moment, but your ears is going to get trained over the heartbeat of your mother, okay? Now, when you come outside in a real life, you cry a lot. So when you are a couple of days old and perhaps a month old and something like that, you cry for a lot of reasons. It is known that children remember the heartbeats of their mother. So one of the easiest way of comforting you was to put you on the chest of your mother. By listening to the heartbeats of your mother, the comfort that you had is going to come back to you, and you feel at peace, and as you can see, quite nice and sleeping. What happened? You had something we would call training. In the previous example, the data is coming from the ears. Potentially, it could be coming from a skull and a skin, as scientists would argue, but the main part of the data is coming from the ears. Who is processing this is your brain. You basically trained yourself to that frequency, to that volume, to the tone of your mother's heartbeat. When you are outside, that is going to be examined. So when you put your head on the chest of your mother, what happens is that you are going to match the sound of your heartbeat, the heartbeat that you are going to hear now, with the heartbeat that you have heard while you were in mother's womb. And then you say, yes, I want to be here. I want to be on mother's chest. This is peaceful. That conclusion is a conclusion that a data scientist does, okay? So that's one of the first experiment. Not necessarily the first, but one of the first. Another one that I would like to explain is that when you are a few days old, a few weeks old, a few months old, because your eyes were not fully, the vision was not fully developed, the eyes were developed, but the brain is not adjusted to the incoming signal through your beautiful eyes, you start focusing on the face of your father and your mother. Those are the nearest and the dearest people to you. You are going to see them quite frequently, but you might be surprised to know, you don't remember, but you might be surprised to know that the babies don't know the face of their mother necessarily in the first examinations of the comforting face. This is you again. You have beautiful eyes. You're looking at your mother, but although you're happy, you're actually puzzled. The eyes is not yet fully capable of recognizing the face of the mother and the father. Let me give you a kind of a bit of a understanding of what is happening. If you are a newborn, this is what you're going to see. This is the way you see the picture in front of you. And mainly what I'm referring to is the face of your father and your mother. In 1 month, your mother is going to look like this. Yes, you can see perimeter, you can see borders, you can see eyebrows, but you don't see much. You know this is your mother because you associate that with the heartbeat, you associate that with the voice that is comforting, you associate with the fact that it is trying to protect you. You understand that in a different way. As soon as you get to the 2 months mark, you're actually going to see a better picture of your mother face. In 3 months, although this is not HD quality, it is what you would see. This is the face of a mother. So you could potentially see the hair, you would see the eyebrows, you would see the cheeks, and you would see the smile, and that's going to be giving you comfort. Let's try this one more time. In this picture, this is 3 days. That's the way you see it. This is 1 month. This is 3 months. This is 6 months, and this is 1 year. You could potentially say that the pixel here is quite clear, but by the pixel, I mean the pixel that you recognize. The resolutions of your eye is going to be going higher and higher. Now, if you take a look at this picture, in this example, this is kind of a blurry initially, very early on, maybe a few days and a few weeks and then a few months. And then in the 1 year mark, not only you are going to see and understand that these are the father's and mother's face, but you are going to distinguish between the emotions that these faces are going to offer. This is a happy face, happy face. This is a grumpy face, grumpy face. This is indifferent face, indifferent face, indifferent. No emotion, perhaps. And this is a surprise face, and I would call this is a happy surprise face. But the way you see this picture is going to look like this. So once again, what happens is that you basically, at this time, you perform a very interesting experiment. The experiment is to get the information through the eyes, process through the brain. Of course, all of the wires behind the eyes, the nerve and everything else, this is not our place to discuss, but eventually the brain is going to recognize the face and distinguish the emotions and different formations of the face. This is what a data scientist do. When they do an image processing, they need to actually come up with recognition, segmentation, edge detection, and then confirmation, conclusions, and then deciding what that face, what that image means to that particular degree of accuracy and so on. I want to stop now in order to make it a short recording, and then I'm going to give more examples in the follow-up recordings. Thank you.